Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Follow me on Instagram at Maddie's_mood_swings. All right, let's jump in. And if you hear some snoring, it is Luna. She is right here. She's currently super attached to the hip to me and I to her. She just, a little update on her. She just had surgery about a week and some change ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but a little while back ago, she had an accident. She broke her leg and they had to put like a little pin in her knee. So she had surgery to get that little pin removed and she's recovering amazingly. She's doing so good, my little baby. I'm literally like a helicopter parent, just on her 24/7. I love her to death. All right, but if you guys hear some noise, that is her. Okay guys, let's get into today's video. I want to talk to you guys about my experience of when I went to go see the movie called Sound of Freedom. You guys, this movie is a must see. Even if you guys, for those of you that don't know what the movie is a movie that is based on a true story of human trafficking. And if you feel like it's gonna be too hard for you to watch, or like it's too hard of a topic for you to like sit through and watch because it's too difficult for you, just post the movie on your platform. Spread awareness on this movie. This movie is so important for people to go see. The message needs to be heard. I cannot say that enough. All right, so as you guys know, I struggle with anxiety and I've been doing a lot of things to put myself outside of my comfort zone that obviously has my anxiety fuming. Like this gives me anxiety itself, but I don't want to let my anxiety take charge of my life. So I'm putting myself in situations where I'm terrified and I'm outside of my comfort zone, and I'm trying my best to like work through it and just stick through it. So I decided to go see this movie by myself. I've never been to the movies by myself before, so I decided this is a good time to do it because it's a movie that is going to be extremely triggering for me, since I am a survivor of sexual abuse myself. For those of you that don't know, my sexual abuse began when I was 8 years old. For 8 years, by more than one person, every single day. I used to wake up in my own home terrified of being there. I didn't have any privacy whatsoever. It was literally, I was literally feeling, I can't even talk. I felt terrified from those many years of having to endure such terrific trauma. So anyhow, I knew that this movie was going to trigger me. So I was trying to prepare myself mentally for that. But I felt it necessary to go watch, and support is extremely important. Okay, so I got to, sorry if I'm a little all over the place. I'm still kind of like messed up from the movie. It was a lot, guys. It was so much. And I'm not gonna give too much detail on the movie because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. So from a survivor's point of view, this is how I felt. So I get there and I'm having anxiety. Like I am sweaty. I am looking at all the people, and it was super packed at the theater because of the Barbie movie and all the other movies that came out. Like, it was super packed, and I was just like, ugh. I wanted to be like, man, can I just go home? But you know, I had to stick in there and support this movie. So So I get there, and the movie starts, and it it literally makes you upset within like the first 5 minutes of watching the movie. And it's such a powerful movie. One thing I I will say is that there's a part in the movie where the child that has been trafficked, they asked him how old he is, and he says he's 8 years old. And when he said that, like I squeezed I squeezed my chair, because I was 8 years old when my abuse began. And like I said, I won't give you guys too much detail of the movie because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. But I will say that there's a moment where they have a kid on the bed, and the bad guy closes the kid is sitting down on the corner of the bed and just looking down at the floor, and just so hopeless, and he knows that something not so good is about to happen. Like, he knows. And the person, the bad guy, like closes the blinds, and then the camera zooms out of, like, from, you can see the outside of the building, like the windows and stuff, and I can just hear the people in the theater, you know, like take a deep breath, and I can hear people like being like, oh my God, and somebody else that was like, oh no, and things like that. And I'm holding on to my chair, you know, squeezing it because it helps with the anxiety, and I get really fidgety, and I take a deep breath, and I took so many deep breaths throughout this movie. I just want to say that from the child's perspective, because I wasn't trafficked. However, I endured sexual abuse for 8 years of my life, and it started when I was 8 years old by more than one person. If I'm being honest, I haven't shared a lot of my life. I know it seems like I have, but I haven't. In total, of the people that I have been abused by is 6 people in total. And from a kid's perspective, you know, when I heard the audience breathing heavy and saying man, and like no, and like oh my God, I started to think about, I know what it feels like to be that kid sitting on that bed and feeling hopeless, feeling that moment of dread. And I know what it feels like to be that kid laying on that bed and just wishing that it would be over, and just saying, let this go by fast. And just feeling so hopeless, like I'm powerless. There's nothing that I can do because I'm small. I can't overpower this person because they're bigger than me. And you feel like the air has been sucked out of your body, and there's no light left. And you start to feel like you don't matter, because you look to adults. You look to adults for help. You look to adults to rescue you. You look to adults to just, you almost look at adults and say, and think to yourself, do you see me? Do you feel the pain? Do you see the desperation in my face? And then you get to a point where it's happened so often that you almost don't even look to adults anymore, because you know that no one sees you. And you're a kid, no one listens to kids. You don't hear me as a child. You walk right past me. An adult can hold my hand and they can say everything's fine, but I'm not fine. Everything's not okay. And that's what this movie brought up for me, is us, since I am an adult now, us as adults need to spread awareness when it comes to these issues, especially to these issues with children, because children cannot fend for themselves. And I understand that this is a topic that not a lot of people want to talk about or even risk talking about, or it's so uncomfortable. No one wants to look at it. I get it. You know, I have family members that, like cousins and uncles and aunts and stuff, that have seen my story on the Soft White Underbelly and have said that I should have kept it to myself because that is a family matter. No, it's not. No, it's not. It has to end. They have to know that it is not okay. And you can't continue to sweep these issues under the rug and sit here and abuse children time and time and time again. I told my own dad about my interview, and he said, why did I want to tell my story so badly? And I said, because when I was a kid, he said, why do you want to tell your story so badly? This has been going on since I was a kid. And then I said, and don't you see that as a problem? And I said, I don't want to be another adult that doesn't do anything, that just sits on the sidelines while all this bad stuff is happening to innocent children. Like, I don't want to be another person that just stays quiet. And I understand that for some of us it's extremely hard to tell your story. And by all means, take your time. I just want you to know that it's okay if you want to tell it. It doesn't have to be kept in the family. It doesn't have to be, it's not your shame to carry. It is not your guilt to carry. And it's extremely important for us as a whole to just pay attention to this problem and stop running away from it so much. I'm sorry guys, I get really frustrated, because like I said, I was that kid that was sitting at the edge of that bed, hopeless and defenseless and unloved and forgotten. And I don't want to be another person, another adult that doesn't pay attention to that. I want to do my best. Like I told my dad, I want to be the generation that speaks up and that doesn't let these things go unnoticed, go unseen. Because the children are our future. And guys, not only were we defenseless, but after the fact, when we're not going through that abuse, there is so much stuff that we have to unpack so that we can live somewhat of a normal life. People tell me, I can't believe you struggle with anxiety, or you still struggle with anxiety, or you still have PTSD, or depression still knocks on your door. Yeah, man, it does. Yes, it does. How do I get rid of 8 years of my life of abuse in my mind? Some of you guys remember one beautiful memory of one specific day, and you can remember it for a lifetime. And that's a beautiful memory. Imagine memories upon memories of tragedy and toxicity and darkness and loneliness. And I forgave, but I'm not gonna forget, and it's impossible. Trust me, I've tried. I have tried, but it's impossible. And I'm learning how to live with it. However, I shouldn't even have to be doing that. I was a child. It's never okay. And us adults have to stop being so afraid to open up and say that it is not okay, that it is not right. All right, guys, please, please, please go watch this movie. It is so important. One of the characters said that this movie was made 5 years ago, and that they've tried to stop this movie from coming out countless times, but it has managed to come out, and they tried their hardest, and I love them so much for that, because they have no idea how many children they're gonna be saving just by this movie. Please, guys, go watch this movie. It's so important. Share it with your family, and if you can't go watch it yourself, post the name on your platform, post it everywhere. Tell your neighbor, tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your friends. Tell everyone about this movie. Please, 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 please. All right, guys, I hope you guys are doing amazing, and please take care of yourselves, love yourselves, and nurture yourself. All right, I love you guys.